Boom.
Wow. I'm almost speechless at that video right there. G Dog, thank you so much for doing that. The production value is incredibly high. And as we said, that was sort of G Dog's gift to the 10 contestants who put so much time and learning, really. G Dog, don't you think? I mean, there was
Yeah.
object usage on these 10 courses that we haven't seen before in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. We've all learnt a lot, like from, some techniques we've seen, new techniques we've seen, people not done before. It's been really interesting for sure.
Yeah, totally agree. And so we wanted to just give an overview of the contest really quick. Obviously, we're not going to read this slide to you. This isn't some sort of highfalutin business presentation, but there may be people tuning in to this video either now or on the VOD later who weren't even aware that the mini golf design contest was going on. It was an unofficial design contest and really came out of an idea from Jeff and I because he and I search for mini golf courses all of the time. When we play this
Yep.
game, we play a couple of regular rounds when we play skins, and then we often look for, right, just the silly and crazy
Yeah.
stuff that's out there. And we thought, wouldn't it be fun to see if we could get these quality designers in the game to do a mini golf contest? So it opened on July 15th. It ran for 2 months. We gave them up until September 15th. Anybody was allowed to enter as long as they designed an 18-hole course with regular par values, anywhere from 2 to 5. Sort of the overall idea was that you had to create a course where you had to use putter off the tee, or you could use putter off the tee as your main club. In other words, no wedges or chipping or flopping were
Yeah. Yeah.
required. And that's become a little bit of a funny issue
Hmm.
lately. But the courses weren't required to be realistic, so as much creativity as the contestants wanted. Any theme was allowed. Now, as in the regular contest, we couldn't allow LiDAR. That leaves the PS4 and Xbox people just at too much of a disadvantage. And then,
Yeah.
let's have some fun. Chances for ace were encouraged, but not required. The judging we'll talk about in just a second. And the format ended up being that we would rank them 1 through 10. And on this show tonight, our goal is to give you 6th through 10th place as a group. And that is
Hmm.
just so that we don't, point out anyone being 10th or ninth and
Yeah.
disappoint
Yeah.
anybody. There's no need for that. This isn't about disappointing anybody. This is about celebrating all of the courses that were out there. But then the top five, they would want to be kind of revealed individually. So we'll do that. Now, here's the cool thing. We originally started this out as the winner of the contest would host an event in the Dirty Ankle Mafia Society. So obviously that's a little bit self-fulfilling there, since
Hmm.
me and the other fellas run the Dirty Ankle Mafia Society. That's become a very successful society. Humble brag. um, but someone else stepped up, Daryl71, and said, well, we will also put the courses on the Casuals Golf Club Society. The winner will get an event, and the top five will get a alternate spot, so they'll get a lot of plays from that. So huge, just really fun way to support the contests. And I know G Dog and I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you guys did as well.
Yeah. Absolutely, we did. I can't believe we tricked 10 people into making a course for us. Right? It's great. We got away with it as well.
And I think there's some other people still working on one that just didn't have time to finish. So we might see some additional ones in the future as well. So here's our judging categories. And G Dog and I talked about the judging for quite some time because everybody get your shot glasses ready. There is
Mm.
no official rubric.
Yeah.
Uh,
I
so we had to
destroyed my
create one,
rubric.
right?
Mm.
So G Dog helped me create a rubric for this. And we could show that at some point if you wanted, but it's basic. And we took
Yeah.
design and fun, right? So G Dog, do you want to talk a little bit about this?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm
So,
throwing him the ball. You didn't see that coming. It was a no look
yeah, no,
pass.
that's fine. So, if we're looking at like the design, we had like obviously whole designs, par value. So, you know, can you get that? Can you get birdies? You know, that kind of thing. Scaling, obviously, how well scaled the course is. If it's too big, too small. Sculpting, pretty obvious. Playability. But what about the fun, Eric? You talk about the fun things. Go on.
Yes, the fun. Well, was it creative? What was the object use? I mean, you have a chance to use objects in all new ways. So we wanted to definitely be scoring that type of thing. Was there enough variety on the course to keep us entertained through 18 holes? Obviously, if you're only going to use a putter the whole time, it's nice if it's fun. So what's the enjoyment there? And then we actually thought about this one a lot too. What is the replayability? In other words, did you play it once and go, "Yeah, that was cool. I could have fun doing that," or did you play it and then go, "I'm gonna load it up again right away because I need to do this again." So we thought that was part of the fun category rather than the design category because it's fun to
Yeah.
be able to pull up a skins match and replay them, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, let's not keep them waiting any longer.
All right. Dun, 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 dun.
So, as we said, we're going to reveal 6th through 10th as a group, and then we'll go up through 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. The 6th through 10th courses, we're going to give them in alphabetical order. So, you really will have no idea what time, what place they finished in. And that's, like I said, because they're all good. All 10 courses were good in their own ways, they all were different. And I think that's one of the things that challenged us, was it not, G Dog? Is like we got into this and went, okay, one thing we weren't prepared for was the fact that there was going to be so much variety.
Yeah, absolutely. It was, there's some very varied, styles of design. If you look at a course like Walton and compare it to, a more standardized mini golf course, how do you rank that? It was definitely a process we had to get through, but I think we've got the right top 10, I believe. Right.
I see what you did there. Yeah, I think we got the
Mhm.
right top 10. All right, so we'll reveal the 6th through 10th place courses in no particular order, and we'll just give a few nuggets of things about each one that impressed us.
Yeah.
So, the first course in the 6th through 10th category is Family Mini Golf and Games by Mike Ricks, Sandsaver01. G Dog, what was your favorite thing about this course?
That hole right there is a
Yeah.
ton of fun to play. That spiral, if you it's got a little marker there to help you guide you. If you hit that right, it looks so cool on the right on the D-pad
Hmm.
camera angle as it spins down. But yeah, did a lot right. Yeah, there were some really cool, interesting ideas going on here. What did you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. The spiral hole, so I'll have to pick something different as well. I'm going to go with um, overall ambiance. It really did feel like a family mini golf center because you had the
Mm,
mini golf there, and then you also had horseshoes and volleyball, and it did feel like a
yeah,
place where you pull into the parking lot with your family, and you had all kinds of activities to do. He had some of the best ideas in the contest, but um, and we actually have a judging sheet with feedback and everything, and we'll give feedback as to how this course would have gone from a course in the 6th through 10th range into a course in the top 5 or top 3 because the creativity was definitely there. So the next one,
mm.
Garbage Island Mini Golf. Now this course was complete trash. um, no, I
I've
mean,
still not worked out if it's a joke or not. I have still contemplate. Yeah.
this course gave us one of the most funny moments in our
Mm.
streams of all of these because and I think G Dog clipped it. So if you go to G Dog's Twitch channel, it's probably in his clips. Um, and if you've never heard me swear before, you'll get a free one because we got to about the third or fourth hole, and I said, I just don't know if this is serious or if we're being trolled here, and I use different language than that. So, G Dog, what was your favorite part about this course?
I actually quite liked how it was all together. Like all the holes, run right next to each other, and they actually like kind of work. They're all kind of like paste puts.
Yep.
It does kind of work, and there's a lot of room for like low scoring rounds. Lots of hole in ones. You could, with a bit of time and a bit of patience, work out a good route through there and have a really good round. There it is. Um,
Thank you, Jeremy.
but yeah, yeah. Well, go on.
No, I totally agree. I think this one is one that the first round that we played on it was not my favorite round. Um, because I think you don't really get it until you play it 3 or 4 times.
Mm,
Then, once you get it, it makes a lot more sense. And I think that there's a lot more evil genius to this course than there is
yeah,
trolling. Um,
yeah,
and
yeah.
so,
I agree.
yeah, I think it's just one of those ones you have to go into it committed to exactly what it is, which is you're going to have an ace run on every hole. And if you don't, the second putt is for par because they're all par twos. And your goal is to replay it over and over and try to beat your best score. I mean, that's kind of what this course is. And the ambiance and sort of vibe of Trash Island or Garbage Island, he pulled off exactly what he was going for. And so
Mm,
I think it's more evil genius than trolling, right?
yeah, absolutely. It's definitely got replay value though. I remember when we first played it, we played it like 3 times
Yeah.
in a row, didn't we? After the stream, because we were like, there's something. There is something to it. There is.
And I've played it a bunch of times since then too. And every time I'm really close, I text Justin and say, "Oh, I had two aces here and then a double bogey here, and I haven't shot under
Mm-mm.
par on it yet, but I've gotten to uh, even par 4 times now." So yeah, all right, let's reveal the next course in the 6th through 10th category, and that's going to be Sunset Hotels Mini Golf. Jeff, what was your favorite part of Sunset Hotels?
It was cool environment, like on top of a hotel,
Hmm.
and he did a lot of work with stakes. Some good, some bad, but there was some cool stuff, like you saw in that opening video. There, you can see like the hole in the middle, where you run up and go by all the pegs. There's some cool ideas going on there for sure.
Yeah, I liked the classic vibe of this course. I mean, obviously, it's a on top of a hotel. You get kind of that resort vibe where you might be staying at the hotel, and they might say, "Hey, since you're a guest at the hotel, you get to play our rooftop mini golf course for free." And it's a classic layout, bricked, bricked edge holes and everything like that. That I really liked that aspect of it. It felt um, it felt very realistic in that way. Some of the holes felt a little too hard for me, to be honest with you, and I couldn't figure them out. And it was maybe a little too flat for me. And so I look at all of those things together and think, this one again, if we talk about the positives, this one was just a little bit of scalability and a little bit of sculpting away from bumping up quite a bit.
Yeah, I agree. Agree there. Yeah, for sure.
So the next one, this one was tough. This one was really tough for us to figure out. Uncle Sam's Crazy Golf. And I say
Yeah.
that because it's really good. It's a really good course. Now, you guys will see in a minute that the scoring for this, by the time we got all done, the scoring was pretty tight and pretty intense. So, the one thing you got to realize is that, the difference between the top and the bottom is not real. It's not extreme at all. And Sam, um, I you know I see you there in the chat, and it hurts. It hurts, but I think if we can go through everything with all of these contestants, I think um, you know you'll see where we're at with this. This was a really great course. What was your favorite part um, of this course for you, Jeff?
Some really interesting use of objects, like with the fences, the bounce he was getting off of fences
Oh yeah.
was eye opening. Like that's a really cool technique that we've not seen. That you get that truer bounce. But yeah, there were some really good, interesting holes here to play. Some strategy.
The object use on this course was phenomenal because he discovered a lot of things that are going to be absolutely instrumental in in mini golf design in the future of this game, because he discovered ways in which to use some of the objects. So I thought the environment was fantastic. Again, it feels like one of those courses you pull up into the parking lot and you're at a fun center and everything's there in front of you. You could picture families walking around having a great time on this course. So really nice job on this course. And then the final one, I mean, every reveal we get to, it's harder and harder. And again, these are in alphabetical order, but I'm saying all of these, it's just harder and harder. That's how contests are. Same with this one, Wonder Par Munich. I mean, boy, another beautiful, beautiful mini golf course. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry, Jeff. What was
absolutely.
your favorite part?
Yeah, absolutely. Some really good object usage here. Some great environment, really well planted. And yeah, just that classic, enclosed mini golf design. Some real nice like pace putts on this one. Yeah, it was really good.
And this one's been the talk of Twitter lately. Pat and I have been having some fun with some individuals that thought this course was basically just unplayable unless you had a flop wedge in your bag. And of course, I completely disagree. This course is 100% playable with the putter. So, I think people just need to get better with their putter to be able to play these courses. Um, but yeah, wonderfully put together. Again, a classic mini golf course. It had the walls and everything like that. So let's head back into the studio now and reveal. Again, these are in alphabetical order. So we want to just congratulate these guys for just giving us a hard time in the judging room. That's what we can congratulate you for, because you made great courses and you gave us a really, really tough time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Well,
let's
is it
hear
is it
from
time?
the
Oh,
chat.
go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
thought there was a little
yeah,
delay
yeah.
there. I thought you were done. It's time to hear from the chat, because we're now going to go one by one. And
hmm
chat, who do you think, if you had to guess based on who's left, who do you think is going to be in fifth? We've got about 20, 21 people in here. Well, Sean Trez, that wasn't my question, but I guess I guess by that token, you're saying he's not fifth. No clue. Top five are so different. Okay. Well, we're going to agree with you on that
Mm.
because this contest just gets absolutely crazy. Um, G Dog, let's reveal fifth place.
Let's.
Walton Mini Golf 5 by G.A. Craig. Wow. I mean, lots of good things to say. G Dog, what could you pick out a favorite thing or two?
It's classic Walton mini golf, in it, right? The long holes, that just play so well. Um, yeah, I love it. It's classic Craig, right?
Yeah, and I mean, obviously by the title, he's put out 5 of these now, and they just all so good. And one of the things he does, I think better really than any of them, is the sculpting. Um, he
Yeah,
doesn't have walls around his courses, and so in order to do that, you'd really have to nail your sculpting. Otherwise, it would just be a frustrating mess. Um, and G Dog and I can confirm, because I know there's people out there who have tried to play his and say, it's impossible. You're always running off into the rough and you always have to chip. And again, if you hit the putts correctly, you could get through an entire round without ever having to chip.
yeah, very true. It's incredible. Like you say, he uses no walling at all, and his holes are by far the longest, I'd say.
Yeah, when we talk about scalability, if you were kind of wondering what is scaling of the courses, um, Craig is the best in the competition at having a hole that's really really long, but a par two or par three type of hole. Whereas, some of the other contestants had holes that were really long, and you had to hit a full shot, 2 or 3 times to get in within birdie range. That's what we mean by scaling. And so we looked at does the whole play like a par three, and so he does just a phenomenal job of that. And I think his play testing must be unreal because of the way he
Yeah.
places the rocks in such a way that he knows, you have to bounce off this rock or that rock to get to a certain place. And it's like, if you hit the right putt, it does it all the time. It does it perfectly. So I just can't imagine what his play testing must be like. No, thank you. That's what I'll say. No, thank you. I'm happy to play them, but I'm not happy to play test them. All right, bringing it back into the studio now. We have 4 courses remaining, and I think they are in alphabetical order. They would be, off the top of my head, Ace Holes, Bravos, Chatouche, and Pleasure Island. Yes, those were the 4 in alphabetical order that are remaining. Anybody guessing on 4th, or you want us to keep rolling? And Craig is a good reason this contest is happening. That is 100% accurate.
Absolutely true. If there was a judging category for that, he would have got top points.
We got a guess for Bravos. We got a guess for Ace Holes in the top 2.
Terry doesn't.
Terry doesn't care. Okay. All right. Well, since no one cares, no, I'm kidding. The 4th place course, got another guess for Bravos, is Bravos. Wow, you guys are pretty good. You got 3 guesses for Bravos there. Oh boy, this one was. Well, I'll talk just a minute, and then I'll kick it over to G-Dog. I mean, this one was published first, so I think this one put the biggest amount of panic in all the contestants because it is immaculate. I mean, it's everything in a lot of ways that you want a mini golf course to be for this game. And now, we'll get into the nitty gritty of the feedback with each contestant as to why it's 4th and not 1st. But, there's way, way, way more pros than cons here, right, G-Dog?
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the whole designs on this were so intricate. Like you had that little shortcut on the bridge. You've got the little house thing that you put down. The 18th is got like multiple routes. There's a lot going on here and a lot of fun. There were a few holes that maybe let it down a little, that may have pulled it down a little. But there's like some of the ideas here were some of the best in the contest.
I saw Todd Father says the Funtainment Center sounds like my experience with, and I'll leave it at that. But yeah, he should have won for naming, right? The Bravos Funtainment Center. I mean, definitely one of the best names in the contest. So that's gonna bring us where there's just 3 left. Only 3 left, and now it's getting tough. Now it is getting tight. All right, maybe I should stop using those euphemisms. So, who? Ace Holes, Pleasure Island, and what's the other? The other is Chatouche. Chatouche Fun Park, I think, or Chatouche Trails Fun Park. Yep. So, Pat says Chatouche is next. Terry says that's what she said is next. We should have had Barbara play piano for this part.
No, right.
Well, we won't keep you waiting any longer. It may come as a surprise to some of you that Ace Holes has taken home the bronze in this competition. And I got to tell you, this course, and G-Dog can back me up if I'm right or wrong here, but this course gave us the most amount of deliberation in the war room.
Yeah.
It
did. It really did.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite part? Let's go there. What is your absolute favorite part about this course?
Some iconic holes, from the pace put on the first to that lighthouse second that you can see there. Incredible use of objects, great strategy on the holes. But yeah, the stakes were good and bad. I think they help and hindered it, I feel. It felt sometimes like that was the only route, and yeah,
Yeah.
but it was fantastic overall. Go over to you. Go on.
No, I think you nailed it. I honestly think you absolutely nailed that because when this first came out and we played it, we were virtually not looking at each other because we don't live in the same area, but G Dog and I were virtually looking at each other, going, "Wow!" I mean, that was impressive and amazing. And we'll talk about the slight differences here in just a second when we get to the scores. We'll reveal the scores of the top five. Um, but there was just one thing that held this one back from maybe winning this contest. And yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But I mean, you just can't get much better for the environment. It's built
Yeah,
like a real golf course in this game. You know, the time that Dale put into creating the plot for this and, kind of routing these holes. And I mean, does it get much more realistic than this course? So just so much good stuff to say about this course, and it's painful to give this one the bronze. I mean, it's just, of course, I could say that each time. It's painful to give this guy that or this guy that. It was painful for us to have Sam upset with us, I guess, a few minutes ago because I'll play Sam's course, 20
yeah,
times, 50 times. There's nothing wrong with it. Um, you gotta get to the point where you're seeing all the positives, and it really comes down to, um, you know, boy, it just really comes down to some have just a few more positives than others. Um, so here we are. We're not going to reveal the last two one at a time because obviously, if we give you second, you'll know first. I mean, that would
mm,
be lame. So now you know who is in the top two. It's Chatouge Trails Fun Park and Pleasure Island Fun Park. And, um, here, let's do this. These are in alphabetical order, like we've done all night. So uh, let's do this. Let's look at the picture of each one. Let's talk about the positives that we like, G Dog. What do you
mm.
like about Chatouge Trails?
Chateaus, what a vibe, what a course. It was just beautifully planted. It was the scalability was great. Like that hole
Mm,
from a little intro video was
hmm
like just like a mini real hole. Some really great use of objects, lots of like carved roofs and stuff. Great use of the concession tents, like for keeping your ball away from a wall
Yep.
and directing shots. Yeah, really really solid entry. This one. Eric?
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. When we loaded this one up, I was like, wow. I mean, we've got, and I think this one came out uh, maybe after uh, Ace Holes and some of the others. Because you kind of had a vibe going in the judging room between me and Jeff of like, okay, we kind of had an idea, and then Trails comes out, and we're like, oh, okay, we got something to think about here. And innovative, lots and lots of innovative stuff on this course. I will replay this one many, many, many times. Um, and yeah, by the way, for all of us who do these mini golf courses, the concession tents at the edges of the walls, that's a big plus, because
Yeah.
that is an innovation that kind of it ups his playability and replayability value, because you don't get a lot of those annoying either stuck against the wall or even worse with HB physics is it gets it up against the wall and then on your next shot HB puts you on the other side of the wall in the rough. Yeah, so big innovation factor there. So the other one in the top two, again in alphabetical order, is Pleasure Island Fun Park. Kind of weird that the top two have Fun Park as their
Mm.
names, and I'll tell you why. I've played a lot of mini golf IRL, and I've never gone to one that's been called Fun Park. So
Oh.
I don't know. That's interesting. I found that interesting. But Jeff, what was your favorite part about this one?
Uh,
Or can you
the,
pick just
the
one? thing, just
Yeah,
like
it's
the other one. Can
difficult,
you pick
right?
just one thing?
The plot were amazing. Like the whole like rock area there, you can see holes playing through them. The water features. Oh, it was just great fun all around. That 18th is a lot of fun. The triple router, where you can get one route will give you a hole in one. A lot of fun. Go on. What about you?
This, if I had my way about it, this one would have finished last, and the reason is because I'm selfish and I'm pissed that his course doesn't lag like my first mini
Yeah,
golf course does.
and
So
still does.
and still does. So if you guys have ever played Little Pot Manor Tour, or the original Little Pot Manor, which we've now come to know as Little Lag Manor or the Stutter Putter, uh, yeah, uh, this one would finish 10th because I'm just jealous. I'm just jealous. But no, I mean, this one was, it reminded me a lot of just again, a classic mini golf style. You show up, you pay your $9 or whatever it is per player,
Mhm.
and you go around, and it's well landscaped. It's got a nice plot route. It's got everything you would expect a mini golf course to have, and it's fun to play. So very deserving uh, in the top two here. So hopefully I did these slides right. I'm a little nervous. Let me ask before I do it, just in case I did it wrong. Who do you guys think's going to win? We've got the first one was Daryl Thomas, and the second one was Jeremy Mayo in alphabetical order. Who do you think's going to win? Jack says the pleasure always wins. Terry still doesn't care.
Mhm.
Oh, Ariel wants to pleasure this. I just joined. Where can I check the rest of these courses? Well, you can watch the VOD after we're done. All right, G Dog. Oh, good. I did the slides right. So you still have time to guess. Any last guesses? Once I push this next button, they're both going to go in there at the same time. Oh, yes. And by the way, there's the list. All right. Adam's going with Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island. Chatouge. Chatouge. That's just because it's close to Chantrez. Hey, I will tell you, they were separated by 1 point. 1 point is all it took to put Pleasure Island above Chatouche Trails for the first mini golf design contest. So congratulations, Jeremy Mayo. G Dog, what are your thoughts on this top 10 here? Anything as you look up and down the list that we got wrong?
No, I think I'm happy. It took a lot of totting up deliberation, but I think we're right.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading the chat. Uh, Sam says 1 point, my ass. No, I mean, not that I would do it, but I could show you the whole spreadsheet that we put together. Yeah, it is 1 point, and I think we got it right. I really do. I think we deliberated on this for more time than we ever thought we would. We played the courses more times than we ever thought we would.
Mhm.
In fact, sometimes off stream, we played, two or three of the courses that we weren't sure like where they needed to go in. We knew they would go maybe in like a certain block of, let's say third through sixth type of thing, and we said, okay, we got to play these couple courses back to back to back, like right
Yeah,
away in a row, back to back to back, and then discuss the pros and the cons against each
yeah.
other. And that's where it got really crazy. So Pleasure Island Fun Park, for me, one of the things that set this one just slightly over Chatouche, um, was the finishing. finishing couple holes. G Dog, I know you pointed
Yeah.
that out in your playing when we were playing them, that this one you finished and you went, oh, man, we're done. And that last hole was
Yeah.
amazing. Whereas uh, Chatouche, the 18th hole, and this is on our judging notes, the 18th hole probably could have been like the 7th hole or the 6th hole. Um,
Mm.
it was a great hole. It just wasn't the best 18th hole. And so, you know, you leave the course going, this is the one I want to play again immediately. Whereas the other one was like, yeah, I'll definitely play that again tomorrow. So, um, any thoughts from you, Jeff, on why this one had to be your number one?
It was just the action polish. Some of the like that I want to say 15th one I showed in the video, just like going down the little water slide into like the triple break, like on the wooden bit. It was so cool. The 18th is super cool with the triple roots. I'd like better to see better, but that's partly on HB.
Yeah.
HB. But yeah, just the polish here was great all around, and it was like, yeah, let's play another round. I want to do better straight away.
And I'm gonna maybe send little Putt Manor to Mayday and have him do it over for a third time and see if he can get it not to lag, because this cave is every bit as big and gaudy as mine, and his doesn't lag. So whatever, HB, whatever. Let's take a look at that top five final scores, just in case you guys are thinking that we're feeding you a load of goat manure. We're not. This is out of 100 points, and the top three there were just 1 point apiece each. And as we said, with ace holes, it might have been the replayability and the lack of autonomy
Mm.
that changed that one for us, because it had everything else. It absolutely had
Yeah,
everything else. But
yeah,
once you figure out the key to that, there really is no other way to play it. And I think that's kind of where it changed a little bit. Not that that's bad. It's just that your
no,
replayability, right, Jeff, is focused on one
mm.
thing versus,
Yeah,
you don't go out there and say, well, I'm going to try this line or I'm going to try this line. You basically just say, well, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and just try to do it better. Um, so, bravos. You know, it's just, again, it had everything you needed, but
mm.
getting stuck on some of those elements, it kind of got annoying sometimes. And so,
Yeah,
if Thomas can take his, absolute creativity, uh, if he could take that and make it work 100% of the time, uh,
yeah,
that would have made a big difference. And then Walton was the challenge for us. I mean, it's every bit as polished as the first place
yeah.
course, um, and so it just it didn't hit the mark on it. Well, that makes it sound negative, doesn't it? It just didn't have the marks that some of them had in some of the other categories. Once you put 10 categories overlaid on the whole contest, so.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yeah, the camera is not, for anybody. We did not judge. We did not judge and take off points on anybody's courses for the HB camera following the ball in weird ways. We didn't take off any points for that. That's just something that, this game's not designed for mini golf. So how can we hold that against anybody? Yeah, that's the show, guys. We would really like to thank everybody who not only designed these courses. Obviously, the biggest thank you goes to them, um, but for all of you who played them and supported this silly little unofficial TGC Tours contest that basically was self-serving for G Dog and I, so that we could have
Yeah,
10 more skins courses to play.
yeah, yeah. It's been super fun. I hope we'll maybe do it again in the future. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We need a break because the judging was a lot harder than we thought. But definitely look for another one of these in the future. I think this is the first one of more. Let's just say that. So we'll see. We'll see what people can come up with. Keep playing around with those ideas, and see what innovations you might put into your next mini golf design. But until next time, I'm Victory Lane Sports, and he's G Dog,
Boom.
and we appreciate you following us for the show. Have a great night.